Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. Hey, it snowed in Shelton, and is still kind of snowing in Shelton. Walkies video. Whew. I live in southern Shelton. It is very hilly. One of the reasons it gets so cold and snows is because we're up higher than the rest of downtown Shelton. I have my umbrella because I don't know how sturdy this camera is, and I don't want melting snow just to get into it. But there's not much snow, as you can see. There's a little, just here and there. And I wanted to just record a bit of it. Not a ton. I do need to go Walkies later on and buy some stuff, but like I've been drinking a lot of almond milk of late because regular milk is not good for you, and I like to drink flavored things, and almond milk is actually pretty bloody healthy. I've had some almond and cashew juice, I guess you call it juice. I mean, milk is silly name for it, but still. And I've had soy milk now. Whew. I actually prefer the poor tree. Poor trees. Oh dear. The taste of the almond over soy. But that's just me. I need to try straight cashew and straight oat as well.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel.
It's been, I don't think I've ever walked this way before. We're not gonna go far, but I just wanted to get some before it melts. First snow of the year. Continuing my little mini talk about this though, I've had vanilla flavor almond milk stuff, and I'm not a big fan of vanilla, so it was okay. Chocolate flavor is the best. I don't really want unflavored soy or unflavored almonds. I mean, I'm not super big into almonds or anything like that, so it's kind of nice looking, isn't it? Just trees and snow, and Shelton's got a lot of trees in it. You can't really see the snow all that much, but at least there's some. Boy, you know, I actually don't think I've ever walked this direction, so it's a learning experience for all of us. I think this is like Arcadia Avenue here in Shelton, so I've walked the other direction on one of my previous videos was like a 6-mile round trip to one of the parks that is right on the bay down there. And so that was kind of a nice little walk. And it was nice. It was last summer, I think, so that's good. But finally, it took until almost February for it to get cold here in Shelton. Even as few as just when my wife was alive, 5 years back. On September 1st, it got cold. We've had enough climate change that in the 5 years since, it gets closer and closer to February before it gets cold. So, oh yay! And of course, just like antibiotic use is primarily done by feeding antibiotics as a prophylactic to all of our livestock, a good 70% or more of all of the carbon gas and greenhouse gases that go out are caused by industry with no impact at all by the consumer. So if they try to make you feel bad about that, don't let them. We do what we can but it's largely out of our hands. It's like this latest episode of Adam Ruins Everything when they talked about corn and food and how horrible all of our food is, and how for $10 you can either buy 200 calories of nutritious food and try feeding your family on that, or you can get several thousand calories of processed foods, which would feed your family for at least 2 days. So what do? Feed your family for 2 days or less than one meal? We have very few choices in our lives, so you have to eat what you can eat. You gotta eat something. And the truth is, our choices are extremely limited. Even in developed countries like the US. It all depends on what the stores will give you. And it all depends on what the stores can get. And it all depends on what the farms can make. That looks like a camel. And yet it's just a tree. Looking through my viewfinder, it looks like a frickin' camel, amazingly. Or an emu. Huh. Well, how about that? I wonder what that is. I wonder if anyone owns that. Oh, wow. It's like a back road back there. Huh. Must be a driveway or not? Good golly, Miss Molly. Must be somebody's house and they just don't want people driving back there or something. Huh. How weird. Yeah, I have no idea. This is the first time I've ever walked back here. I've never even driven through this portion of Shelton before. So this is truly a learning experience for all of us involved. I have no idea how long I've been recording. One of the bad parts about this webcam thing here, not webcam, my little Sony handheld video recorder given to me by a very kind contributor, is that it doesn't show you like an on-screen indicator of the time. Huh. Like little places like that. Amazing. And, well, not so amazing, but still. One of the reasons, though, I don't dislike recording through urban areas like this is where people live, and that's kind of rude. So, I'm gonna turn around. I don't mind showing little bits of houses and stuff when I'm just walking through downtown, or if I'm showing somebody's house while I'm walking through an area. But now that's all this area is now. It's just housing. So that's rude. Taking pictures of just people's houses. No, I don't like that idea. So, just on a purely I don't want to be a jerk reason, I'm heading back this direction. So even though I didn't go far and we haven't seen much, I've seen stuff that I've never seen before. Nice trees too. And gone a place that I've never gone before. And my hands are freezing. I should probably wear gloves while doing this. One of the other reasons for wanting to do this, though, is after talking with my therapist before, he had said try to go out and do your walkies and stuff during daytime and not just at night. Because that is one of my issues with my social anxieties is, you know, I work all day in my office, quote unquote office, my studio, quote unquote. And then by the time I'm done with videos, when it's wintertime, it gets dark before it's even 5 o'clock. So when I go out, it's dark. There's not many people around. So his challenge was to go out during the daytime when there are people around. And yes, I do need to do that because you gotta fight constantly. Mental health and where you are is not just you make it and then you can ignore it. Everything in your life is a whole series of balancing acts, like 100 spinning plates. But the thing is, you can only concentrate on like 10 of those plates at a time. Or if you really work on it and just want to do it, you can just work on one plate and make sure that that one stays perfectly balanced. But while you're doing that, the other 99 are just collapsing. So if you just wait and do it on the 10, just work on those 10, what you just do is you keep them spinning long enough that they're at least acceptable, and then work on some other plates to keep those spinning. Check on the worst ones, get those spinning up properly, and then just spend your time going between all your 100, making sure the 10 worst are always spun back up. Just like that with mental health. It's not a destination you reach and then you made it. I'm gonna have to always be working on my social anxieties. But unless I want to ignore my other 99 plates, I've gotta go and spend time working with other things. I already have melted snow in my lens. Damn it. Oh well. So you gotta concentrate on your other plates. And by the time you can come back to your mental health, well, it's dropped down to about 60 or 50. Because if you just spend all your time on that, well, all your other plates just start falling off because they've drifted down and collapsed. It's rough. Fingers on my right hand are painfully numb. And the thumb on my left hand holding my brolly. Otherwise, this thing my cam would be covered in snow instead of just an occasional melted drop like it is now. Oh, painfully cold. Well, again, I do want to thank you all for coming along with me on this journey of exploration. I'm actually going to walk downtown as well because I want to go to the post office and such and hit the store, try and buy some more almond milk. So if I see anything fascinating in downtown, I'll turn the camera back on. If not, thank you once again very much for coming along with me on this journey through very cold and snowy Shelton, Washington. You take care, and I will see you on the flip side. Well, I've got my gloves on now, and the fingers of my right hand are so cold it feels like I've got a blowtorch on them. So it's a very cold day. It's snowing a lot more, well, continuing, but the wind is really picked up, and I'm walking past Bordeaux Elementary School here in Shelton, Washington, and it's just because it's so cold and so windy is why I turned the webcam back on. Not the webcam, I always call it that now. I've got fluid on the lenses still. Shucks. Hopefully it's not going to ruin the inside of the camera. Anyway though, I'm continuing my walk, and I just wanted to mention that it's so cold that I'm afraid I'm going to frostbite, so thank you very much. There will be more. I promise you that. Well, okay. I guess I'll talk to you all later then. I'm walking through an urban area again. Well, I'm back again on Olympic Highway South. As you can see, sort of, Olympic Highway South kind of overlooks the regular downtown Shelton. You can't really see all that close. Maybe I can, I'm wearing my gloves, I can't really operate the telephoto. But as I walk closer to down here, and as I stumble and fall, I will get closer to the edge of how it overlooks, well, the bay part of Shelton anyway. It's almost completely stopped snowing, and it's not even as cold, but I wanted to show you still and find out myself exactly how snowy downtown Shelton is, if it's snowing at all. It appears to be at least a little, on rooftops anyway, but we'll get closer and we'll see. I am not sure if I'm going to keep my gloves on. Of course, because of gloves, your hands are thicker and clumsier, and all I can do is kind of use my hand as a hook to put the handle of this thing on so that I can hold the camera up. I can't operate any of the buttons. Oh yeah, this is mostly just the Shelton Bay, as you can see. I'm going to walk over here so that I can take the risk of falling to my death. I'm going to be very careful. There's parts of the bay, and there used to be a plant and a mill. It's mostly not working. They still do some things with it, but they're tearing large parts of it down still. And then way out over there, of course, is the actual downtown Shelton. So I'm going to be walking past that on Olympic Highway South. Not sure how much you'll be able to hear because it's usually so loud because of the cars. So I'm sort of planning on having just walked these videos today because this is taking so long. And I'm walking on the grass. That's rude of me. Not really. Yeah, it's very loud on Olympic Highway South. So I'm just going to show you once again our large tourist trap thing here and how it looks in the winter time. Because after all, it's Shelton, home of the evergreen forest. And as you can see from that side section of a tree, they're going, gosh, back in 1289, that tree sprouted. First logging in 1853, and then it didn't live much longer past that before we just cut the damn thing down. So, you know, good luck living 300 years, but this is all that's left of you. Yay. Well, it's very loud here, so I'm going to continue recording when I get to a quieter section. So you take care, and I will see you all on the flip side. Yay, it's loud. Well, this is in downtown Shelton. The first part of downtown Shelton, when you come out of the hills, there's not much snow, and if you look into the sky, it's, you know, there's a lot of blue, especially over there, so it's hard to say what's going to happen. I mean, it's cold and it's loud. There's actually very few places during the daytime where if you have even a halfway good microphone on your camera, which, you know, this has noise reduction software in it, so I don't know, but it gets very, very loud, which is why I don't record mostly in the middle of downtown Shelton during the daytime. But as stated, you can see that there is some snow, and I'm on my way to the post office, so I'm going to go check that out. We'll see what we have. Hopefully I'll be able to show you the post office.